In today's Leeds news, Tyler Adams Chelsea link, Glenn Kamara latest, how FFP is affecting Leeds, competition for sorry Kaba, and Meslier could stay. Morning, folks. 1st of August, Jay here to view with your Leeds United news as we are into game week. It is happening. The season is about to kick off. Not long to go till Sunday's kickoff against Cardiff. A little plug before we start, Sean. I just want to make everybody aware of this. If you don't know who Rocco Dean is, he has written a series of books about Marcelo Bielsa. This one is his latest one. It is called Living, Loving and Losing Bielsa Ball. These are fantastic books. They're really, really good. There was also a previous one on Bielsa Ball as well as a really good one if you're a new enough Leeds United fan. If you're over the pond in the States and you're looking to get some information, there is the League 1 years, which is a fantastic one as well. I have a David O'Leary one up there as well from Rocco as well. So if you want to check that out, you can go to the Leeds that website, or they are available on Amazon as well, and give Rocco a bit of help there as well. They're great books. They're reasonably priced, and they look really good. So there you go. There's my plug for the day. Let's crack on and get on with the news. And we'll start off with the Tyler Adams Chelsea link. And according to the Times, Chelsea are putting together a list of alternatives for Moise Caicedo as that transfer rumbles on without completion. Reports claim that Adams is one of the players that is on that list, and as revealed earlier last week, there is a £20 million release clause in Tyler Adams' contract, which means the vultures are now starting to circle. Adams has been linked with a number of clubs over the course of this season, off season. Liverpool, Newcastle, Villa, and Forest have all been keeping an eye on the player, as well as teams in the Bundesliga as well. Adams currently out with a pretty bad hamstring injury. He's just started work back on the grass as he gets ready to recover for the new season, and that might be something that helps Leeds hang on to him a little bit longer than we might expected. He is wildly expected, and according to Fabrizio Romano, Adams will leave Leeds this summer, and the most likely destination is the Premier League. Whether that's information that's coming out of Chelsea being linked to Romano or what it is, but as it stands right now, nobody has activated the release clause. It is there. Brighton were also said earlier last week to be having a sniff around Adams as well in case they lose Caicedo. So this could be one that moves late. It could be a case of dominoes being dropped elsewhere. Caicedo going to Chelsea, then Adams might go to Brighton, or Caicedo doesn't go to Chelsea, and then maybe Adams goes to Chelsea. But Chelsea are looking at other midfielders in that position as well, players across Europe as well. So, but just one to keep an eye on as we move forward. Potential replacements or additions to midfield. Glenn Kamara has been linked numerous times over the course of the summer, with lots of in-the-know reports saying that deals were done and medicals were scheduled and transfer fees were all agreed. Well, as of right now, that hasn't happened yet, but there is still some movement on this as well. Michael Beale has been speaking yesterday about the player, and he has confirmed that Glenn Kamara is training in isolation and not training with the main group. Now, he said this is down to several reasons. He said one of the reasons is the fact that he was given an extended break due to international football. That was one thing that factored in. And then when he did come back, he was ill for a couple of weeks, and that delayed his restart. So he's training to get up to speed to catch up with them. However, Beale did go on to say that there are slightly other reasons here as well. And he said that there is a lot of noise in the background around Glenn Kamara. And he said there are different inquiries from different people, and different people are speaking to Glenn Kamara's people. So a lot of people, a lot of difference, a lot of speaking. But there are talk going on with other clubs. He's been linked with a ton of clubs. So it's not just Leeds, but it's worth keeping an eye on. As we move on then into financial fair play, a lot of people have been asking what's going on with parachute payments and Leeds slow activity in the transfer market. Well, the financial fair play, or profit and sustainability as it is in the Championship, might have a part to play in this. To give you a bit of detail on this and how it breaks down, normally in the Premier League, a team is permitted to lose 105 million over a 3-season period. That works out at 35 million per season over a 3-year cycle. When you go outside the Premier League, that number drops by 63%. And that means that a club can lose £39 million over a 3-year period, or 13 million per season. So a 13 million loss per season versus a 35 million loss per season is a huge chunk of change. Also should be pointed out as well, though, if that 39 million over 3 years with the 13 million a year for outside the Premier League, that only comes into effect if shareholders are willing to write off any debts up to £24 million. If they can't write off debts at clubs up to £24 million, they're only permitted to lose £5 million per season, which might explain as to why movement in the Championship this season is pretty slow on transfers, and why people are trying to do deals, and deals are taking a bit longer than normal. Also should be said about Leeds' situation, it's rumoured that Leeds are waiting on the Premier League clubs to come back from their pre-season tours for the players that they're looking at moving, and Leeds been heavily linked with players at Manchester City and Chelsea as well. So there is some stuff there as well. But when they're loans or permanent moves, Leeds will have to move things around. Will have to get wages off the books. They've already done a huge amount of that with Max Bober leaving as well recently. There's still one international loan floating around on Leeds books, and then there's 4 domestic loans. The players still could move as well. Moving on, let's talk about potential incomings though. And according to the Mirror, who claim Leeds, West Brom, and Cardiff are all interested in Guinea international Kaba. Kaba was on loan in the second half of last season at Cardiff and did reasonably well there. Scored 8 goals in his time there. Only out second half of the season to really judge him on in the Championship, but he did get some goals there. And Leeds, Cardiff, and West Brom are all said to be very interested in the player and keeping an eye on his situation. And then finally today, just to go through this real quick, Illan Meslier potential of staying at Leeds United. It's only a rumour, it's only a possibility, but after a summer of rumours and links that looked like they would be directing Illan Meslier away from Leeds United, and comments he made himself earlier on the window when he was asked about the potential playing for Chelsea, and he said, yeah, but not if I was going to sit on the bench, which wasn't necessarily a confirmation that he wanted to go and play for Chelsea. It was an acknowledgement of, I would like to play for a big club, but when I'm number one. But it should be said that he's played most of the preseason games since he's returned from his international break. The 23-year-old did look like he was going to leave. Leeds have signed Carl Darlow, who we all assumed was the number one. However, this weekend against Hearts in the final preseason friendly, Meslier started. Carl Darlow was an unused sub in that game. It's not to say that means anything. Friendly shouldn't be read into that much, but Meslier was speaking about the relationship with Daniel Farke and was talking to Give Me Sport about not necessarily the possibility of staying, but his thoughts since the new manager came in. And he was asked if he was happy, and he said the following: "Yeah, absolutely. I love it. The style, how we play, to play short from behind with good movement from everyone. I think it's attractive football, and everyone is just enjoying how we play football, and that's important." It's going to be interesting one to keep an eye on. Meslier, we've already seen at a much younger age, was a fantastic goalkeeper in the Championship. A tough year last year, tough year the year before. Darrell being brought in will not want to be sitting on the bench either. He's not going to leave sitting on the bench in the Premier League to sitting on the bench in the Championship. So there's still a bit of stuff there to iron out and still a bit of stuff to check out. Everything's gone a little bit quiet again this week as we wind up for the Hearts game this weekend. We'll do pre-season and predictions towards the back end of this week, or season predictions towards the back end of this week, as well as potential lineups for the game against Hearts on Sunday. That's going to be it for me. Again, just to plug it again, don't forget, go check out Rocco's page at Leeds, that website, to get more information on those books. They're fantastic read. You should definitely go and have a look at them. And a massive thanks to Rocco for sending them over to me. I really appreciate that. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow for more Leeds news. Bye.